In this lesson, we will cover how to construct your beauty brand. This is the part that you have been working so hard through the previous lessons to complete. Every lesson up until this one has prepared you for this creation process. Creating your mission statement, understanding your clients, your unique benefits, your voice and salon's personality all led up to this very moment. Laying out a design that's a best representation of you and your beauty business. To construct your brand, you will need a name, a slogan, a logo, color scheme, and theme. Let's start with your name. The name of your business is what people will identify you as. This is your reputation, your company, and what you will answer to, much like your birth name your parents gave you. So here are a few facts when creating a name. The most important is pronunciation. The name needs to sound good when it's said aloud. Make sure it isn't a tongue twister like the saying, she sells by the that. So imagine having a radio ad or someone thanking you at an event and they can't pronounce the name of your business properly. Next is the definition. Consider the meaning of your name and the benefit it conveys. If you heard it right away, you would know what the business was about. For example, the Salon Business Blueprint Club. Instantly, if you're in the beauty industry, you would know we are talking to you. And when you hear Blueprint Club, you think information, documents, classes, instructions, or education in a club or membership form. Avoid unusual spellings, hyphen, or initials that will be difficult for people to remember and search in Google. For example, Styles. Styles, traditionally spelled according to Webster. However, we will change it and put a Z at the end. We'll change the Y to an I. We'll even change it and add an I and a Z. So there are many creative ways that we will spell it, but only one way to pronounce it. However, if someone is searching the name, they will more than likely search Styles. You want your brand to be easily recognized and remembered. So do a Google search, but more important is to conduct a trademark search. Now, starting out, you may think that this isn't a big deal. However, if you have any thoughts or plans to expand your company, to open another salon, to franchise, or later sell your business, you may want to make sure that you do this. Having a trademark protects your business rights and usage. This gives you the sole right to use your business name how you wish. Another reason is if the name of this company is already established by someone, you could be infringing on someone else's business and you can be sued for using their name in a way that they aren't profiting from or intended for their business. You aren't working so hard to build a business for nothing with plans to expand and someone say, hey, you can't do that. You need to dissolve your company and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, which means you will have to start your business from scratch and build from the ground up again. So to conduct your search, go to uspto.gov/trademark. You can do a free search here to make sure that your name is available. Now let's move on to crafting your slogan. A slogan is a short and striking or memorable phrase used in advertising. It's something that's catchy and easy to remember. For example, L'Oreal, because you're worth it. Or how about the famous Nike saying, just do it. Or Maybelline, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. Our slogan is build your salon business. For example, you may have a slogan like the healthy hair care specialist, the regrowth clinic, or something fun and different like no one likes boring hair. Make sure your slogan is fun and catchy. Now let's move on to your logo. Your logo is a distinctive design. It has unique symbols or fonts that identifies your name and company. It can be made up of symbols or fonts and help others identify your brand. It adds a unique visual image. Now, it can be incorporated into your design or your salon name or as a separate image. You do not have to have a unique symbol for your business if you choose not to. You can have your design in your fonts. For example, the Salon Business Blueprint Club. We don't have any fancy symbols. However, the fonts and colors make up our unique design. We have a blue circle, and wherever you look, there's a blue circle, and you identify with the membership. Now, Defining Beauty Salon Suites was the name of my salon. Our logo did not have the actual letter B, but instead we incorporated a symbol of a lady to represent that letter. Now, my logo is my name. It has a unique design of letters, and I can use it either in black or gold, which brings us to choosing your colors. Now, creating your business is like decorating. The color combinations are endless. However, I want you to keep in mind when creating these colors you choose, it's important that you understand you will need to stick with these colors. I know that being creative, you may like to switch it up, but remember, you are a brand. You are building a brand. So changing your colors will make it hard for your community to identify with you consistently. These colors are used in your business, on your business cards, on your flyers, and all of your marketing material. Now, before we start creating your color scheme with these cool websites that I have to share with you, let's look at a few companies. The first company you have is Coca-Cola. They have a monochromatic color scheme. You have Walmart, who have a combination of custom colors. And you have Facebook that have different shades of blue. And Starbucks are a compound of colors. Now, designing your brand colors is all about the color wheel and how you want others to interpret your brand. Now, I want you to keep in mind that colors have meanings that will represent your business. They can mean happy, they can mean sad, they can mean maturity or growth. So let's view exactly what each color means so you have a clear understanding when choosing your business colors. You may choose a combination of certain colors to create your own color scheme. For example, red means strength and happiness. Pink means love and romance. Yellow means joy and philosophy. Blue means peace and tranquility. Purple stands for royalty, wisdom, and honor. However, purple does mean mourning and arrogance. I want you to keep in mind the negative meanings of each color as well when creating your combination. Orange represents energy and it's demanding of attention. Green is natural and youth, but it also means misfortune. Brown stands for earth and stability and comfort, while gray represents security, intelligence, and can mean sadness. Then you have white, which represents purity, humility, and black stands for power, sophistication, but it's also a great technical color. So these are some of the things to keep in mind when choosing certain colors to create your own color scheme. Now, construct your brand. We're going to use a couple of websites to do that. Here's a list of different websites that you can visit. We are going to look at color.adobe.com and colormind.io for an example on how to create your color scheme. Here we are on color.adobe.com to create your color scheme. As you can see on this website, there are many different combinations you can create along the side over here, all based on the color wheel. Now, you are familiar with the color wheel by simply clicking any of these combinations off to the side, such as monochromatic, triad, complementary, compound, or shades like Facebook, or custom creations like Walmart or Starbucks. We're going to create your own color scheme. Let's start with complementary. Now, you know complementary are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. You can create many different color combinations using this website. So as you can see, we're just rotating the colors to get the complementary colors. This seems like a nice shade right here. I like blue, which is my favorite color. So let's adjust the blue to be how you want your color scheme to be. So you can see that if you just take one of the colors and you can realign it to be lighter or darker along the color wheel, staying in that same blue family. So the color corresponds down here at the bottom. As you adjust them, you can see the shade changes. But remember, on the opposite side, we're still creating a complementary color scheme. So, for example, right here, we're adjusting the color. So this one is a little darker. Let's make this a tad bit lighter in our scheme, and let's adjust the other colors to complement that. This looks like a pretty nice combination right here. And one thing I want you to keep in mind when you are adjusting your colors, take note of these numbers that are under your color. These numbers are called hex colors. They represent the exact shade of this color. So, whereas you may tell someone it's an yellow, orangish color, that's not an exact color. So, as you get flyers designed or get new brochures made, you want to give your graphic designer the exact hex number to represent this exact color. So instead of saying blue, which as we can see here, there are many shades of blue. See all the numbers changing? That's the many shades of blue right here. So you can tell them it's a blue, it's a light blue, it's sort of a teal, but to be exact, you want to give them this number right here. That's going to give you the exact shade of blue. Let's play with one more. Let's go with a triad color. So a triad color is a combination of 3 different colors, all still complementing each other on the color wheel. So you can see when you change it and when you rotate it to get to one of your favorite colors, it's going to give you the color that complements and that goes with the color scheme that you are creating. You can see the array of combinations here, and you can play with this and change your color and create your own combinations however you choose. But start with a complementary because these are a simpler version of colors, and you still have 5 ranges of colors to use when creating your color scheme. Now we're going to visit the other website, which is colormind.io. Now, I love this website right here. This website brings those color combinations that you've just created in Adobe to life. Oh, one last thing. Let's head back to Adobe real quick. Here inside Adobe, once you created your color combination, you can also save it right over here. You can save this combination right over here, or take a screenshot of the combination so that you can see the exact colors. And remember, you want to write down each combination that you've created. So you want to take note of each one of these numbers listed right here underneath of your colors. Okay, let's head back to colormind.io. And here they give you a visual of the layout on how your colors would look. So this is the layout when you click website colors. They come up with 5 color schemes at the top. And if you scroll down through the page, you can see if you was to add a photo to the back, what button colors will look like if you was to design your website. If you scroll down a little further, you can see that the back color of your website or of your layout or of any design can be the purple color that you like, whereas your other colors will be your highlights laying on a flyer or a brochure. And if you scroll down a little more, you have your light color. So here is the light color as the base color, the main color of your website or of your scheduling system, with the other colors being your accent colors. So this is a really cool website where you can get a clear visual of the combinations that you created. And at any time, if you like, you know what, I really don't like the combinations that I've created, you can always go back to Adobe and create a new combination. But here, I want to show you this right here. So if you go up here to generate and you click generate, it populates new colors combinations for you. And you can do the same thing. Scroll down and see what these combinations look like. Maybe the last purple was a little bit too bright for you and you wanted something a little bit darker. Based on what the colors mean, you wanted something a little bit deeper, a little bit richer to represent a little bit more royalty. And if you click it once again, it's going to change those combinations again. So yellow, here we go, a nice bright yellow. This could have been one of your favorite colors. So this with the website or your flyers can look like if you choose a yellow color. Now we're going to click it one more time and it automatically generates colors for you. So you can sit here and you can click this as much as you like and it will continuously populate many different combinations of colors for you. However, we're going to go back up here to the top. Remember those colors that we pulled from the previous website from Adobe? We want to change these to our colors. Now, to change these to our colors, which is, remember, we needed the hex number here, simply click on the color box itself, and you will be prompted to change these colors. We're going to start with the light accent shade. These are our colors that we are putting in. I highly recommend you choose a combination that you love and that's great for you. Once you put in the combination, simply hit enter and it's going to change to your color. Do the same thing for each row. Remember, the 5 colors that you created comes up with your color scheme. So this is our color combination here at Salon Business Blueprint Club. You can see that it pushes it way up and it gives you an example on how the layout would look with a photo behind. And it gives you what the exact colors represent. So the first color we inputted is our light shade. Then you have coral, which is our accent color, and our main brand color is right here, our main brand color. And as we scroll down through the page, you can see how the layout will look with the darker accent shade as the back color and all the other lighter tones as accent colors. And here you have where the light is the background color and all of the darker tones are the accent color on our website. So this is an example of when you go to Adobe Color and create your color scheme and then come over here to colormine.io and put in those colors, you get a clear visual on what your website, your flyers, or any design that you create will look like with those colors. And once again, at any time, if you don't like any one of these colors, simply create a new scheme. So our light accent color, our light shade color, our main brand color, you have your dark accent tone, and you have your dark shade. This is how you will create a color scheme, and you will remember, stick with this color combination throughout your branding process. Now that we have crafted your color scheme, let's move into designing your theme. This is everything you've learned this far creates your theme. It's a combination of your mission statement, voice, and personality, logo, and color scheme. Your theme is found on your websites, your beauty salon, your hair loss center, and it's in all of your marketing material. Your theme can have a modern and distinguished look. It can be trendy or sophisticated. You can have a rustic, clean, or go green feel, all of which is laid out in the decor of your salon. For example, if you decide to have a modern and clean look, it should be represented through your salon's decor, from the reception desk to the shampoo bowls and the lighting. Your theme is portrayed in your decor, and your guests and team will understand the feel of your business. Much like when you visit a themed restaurant like Planet Hollywood or a theme park such as Disney World. To sum it up, your theme is your beauty brand. Your assignment is to create your salon name. And if you have your name already, conduct a trademark search. Craft your slogan for your business, and roughly lay out some ideas for your logo design, and decide if you will use a symbol or a really nice font. Visit those websites to create your color scheme, and finally decide on the theme of your business.